Well, here we are, folks, the final Kovid Kombat workout. What a journey it's been. We've laughed, we've cried, but what's important is the friends we made along the way. Enough reminiscing. Let's get down to business. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Kovid Kombat Workout 21.4, Daft Blanc. In this workout, you will have 14 minutes to complete 50 alternating dumbbell step-ups, 40 alternating dumbbell snatches, 20 dumbbell thrusters, and 10 devil presses. In the remaining time, you will complete as many pull-ups as possible. Your final score will be the total amount of reps completed in that 14 minutes, and your tiebreaker is the time on the clock when you finish your 10th devil press. You are going to need 4 items for this workout: a pair of dumbbells, a box, and a spot for pull-ups. The RX men will be using a pair of 50-pound dumbbells and a 24-inch box. The RX women will be using a pair of 35-pound dumbbells and a 20-inch box. The scaled men will also be using a pair of 35-pound dumbbells, and the scaled women will use a pair of 20-pound dumbbells. All scaled athletes will be using a 20-inch box. You may begin this workout with your dumbbell already up and in a ready position. At the call of 3, 2, 1, go, you will begin completing 50 step-ups, making sure to alternate your feet with every rep. Reps will be counted when you stand at full extension at your knees and hips with both feet on top of the box. Both feet must touch the floor when coming down, alternating your steps. If you fail to alternate your steps, reps will not be counted until you step up with the correct foot. So judges, pay attention. Upon completing your 50 dumbbell step-ups, you will move directly into 40 alternating dumbbell snatches. For snatches to be counted, both heads of the dumbbell must start on the floor and finish in a full locked out position, just as you did in workout number 2. Only one hand may be used on your dumbbell on the way up, and it must reach a full locked out position in one smooth motion, meaning no pressing. For your next 2 movements, dumbbell thrusters and devil presses, you will be using both of your dumbbells that we previously mentioned. Dumbbell thrusters will be performed with both dumbbells resting on your shoulders, squatting at or below parallel, and finishing in a full extension position with both dumbbells clearly overhead. If your dumbbells are on the floor, you may perform a squat clean to go into your first thruster for that set. Pretty simple for this one. Thrusters will not be counted if you fail to squat down low enough, or if you fail to finish with your knees, hips, shoulders, or elbows at full extension. Now we move on to our final dumbbell movement, devil presses. For devil presses, you must touch your chest to both dumbbells, hop your feet in, and do a snatch-like movement to get the dumbbells overhead in one motion. Once you finish your 10th devil press, you have the remaining time of your 14 minutes to complete as many pull-ups as possible. For RX athletes, you must establish a controlled hang position with elbows at full extension, and reps will be counted once your chin clears the bar. Reps will not be counted if you fail to get your chin above the bar or fail to return to full elbow extension at the bottom of the rep. As long as these requirements are met, athletes may perform strict, kipping, or butterfly pull-ups. For scaled athletes, prior to the workout, you'll be measured so that you'll be fitted with a bar that reaches at the crease of your wrist when standing in full extension. Then everything else is the same. You must begin at full extension at the shoulders and elbows, and reps will be counted when your chin clears the bar. Now let's talk about my tips and advice for this final workout. Let's begin with your dumbbell step-ups. Since you get to start with the dumbbell already up, figure out what is the most comfortable position for you to hold that dumbbell and leave it there for this entire part of the workout. I know generally I tell you guys if you're going to hold it off to one side, switch it midway, but here I wouldn't worry about it. Leaving yourself loaded on one side, if that's how you decide to do it, for one workout is not going to be the end of the world. Okay? Remember, your goal is to get through all these dumbbell movements as quickly as possible. Either set yourself up with a really good tiebreaker time, or give yourself a lot of time to accumulate those pull-ups. With your step-ups and your snatches, try to find the best pace and tempo that you can move through them at. Remember, if you go a little bit slower but can get through all the reps unbroken, you should be faster than somebody who's going too quickly and having to take a bunch of breaks. Your dumbbell thrusters are going to be more awkward than anything, so just emphasize a good squat, driving through your hips, and making sure you start to save those shoulders because you're going to need them for your devil presses. But make sure you control them and get a full lockout overhead. If you find a good tempo and a good pace with your thrusters, push through all 20. If that's too difficult for you, try to break them up 10 and 10. Again, just like everything else in this one, the less breaks you can take, the faster you're going to be. Now, your final dumbbell movement, devil presses, you're going to be tired, your shoulder's going to be sore at this point, so break them up however you need to, whether it's 2 or 3 at a time. Hopefully you can muscle through 5 at least at the start, but again, emphasize those hips, making sure that you use that power to bring those dumbbells all the way overhead in one motion. Because remember, if you start to press them, you'll be no rep. And lastly, on your pull-ups, most of you know where you're at when it comes to pull-ups, so now is not the time to try something new. If you're proficient at butterfly, that's going to be your best option. You should be able to cycle through the most amount of reps before having to drop off the bar, and it'll keep you the most fresh. If that's not where you're at, kipping is still a great choice. Focus on taking a moment to chalk up and getting through a couple of big sets. Remember, most likely you're not going to have a lot of time left to try to get through these reps, so the more you can get done in one shot, the better. If you don't have your pull-ups yet, don't get discouraged. That's okay. This can be a great opportunity to fight through your very first one. Focus on getting through all of your dumbbell movements as quickly as possible so you have a little bit of time to rest up and get prepared and ready to go for your pull-ups. Well, there you have it. Kovid Kombat workout number 4, Daft Lung. Thank you so much for watching and for competing with us this year. I hope you've enjoyed it. And until next time, I'll see you on the leaderboard.